The air shimmered with a light that didn't burn the eyes but bathed everything in peace. Jonah stood at the gates of heaven, heart pounding in quiet awe. He had so many questions, so many regrets, so many hopes, but before he could speak, a voice deeper than time and gentler than rain said, "Welcome, Jonah. I have 3 questions for you." Jonah's breath caught in his throat. This was it, the moment he had heard about, speculated on, even feared. He had imagined a list of sins, a reel of every mistake he'd ever made. Instead, he heard the first question. Did you learn how to love? The question struck him deeper than he expected. Not did you love, but did you learn how? He thought of his wife, whom he had loved imperfectly, his children who saw only parts of his heart, his enemies whom he had avoided rather than forgiven. He remembered learning, slowly, painfully, that love was not a feeling but a choice. "Yes," he said finally, though it took me a lifetime to begin. God didn't respond with thunder or applause, just a quiet stillness that felt like a smile. Then came the second question, "What did you do with what I gave you?" Jonah's mind flashed with images. His childhood curiosity, his stubborn strength, the piano he never learned to play, the neighbor he never spoke to, the job he worked faithfully but without joy. He thought of the moments he rose above fear to help someone, and the days he chose comfort over courage. "I tried," Jonah whispered. "Sometimes I wasted what I was given, but I also used it to raise a family, to feed the hungry, and once to save a stranger's life." The memories flooded him. Some stung, others warmed. He saw his life not as a chain of failures and victories, but as a series of invitations. Some he accepted, many he missed. Yet he was starting to understand God's questions were not traps, but revelations. Then came the final question, the one that silenced even the wind. Were you becoming the person I created you to be? This one wasn't about results. It was about transformation. Jonah thought about how he had changed, how selfishness had slowly given way to service, pride to humility, fear to faith. He wasn't perfect, but he had been moving, inch by inch, toward something greater than himself. "I was trying," he said, tears brimming. "I was learning. I hope I was." Silence followed, not the cold kind, but the kind that waits with love. Then, softly, the gates opened. The voice spoke one last time. "That's all I ever asked." And Jonah stepped into the light, not because he had answered perfectly, but because he had lived the questions imperfectly, honestly, and with a heart that had kept turning toward home.